The Federal High Court in Abuja has just granted bail to former Attorney General and Minister of Justice Abubakar Malami, his wife Hajia Bashir Asabe, and their son Abdulaziz Malami at 500 million naira each. That's a total of 1.5 billion naira for all three family members facing money laundering charges. This massive bail amount tells you just how serious the allegations are. Justice Emeka Nyite of the Federal High Court in Abuja has granted the former Attorney General and Minister of Justice, Abubakar Malami, and two others bail in the sum of 500 million naira with two sureties. Think about this for a moment. The man who once served as Nigeria's chief law officer, the person who was supposed to uphold justice and fight corruption, is now standing on the other side of the law, accused of the very crimes he was meant to prosecute. The bail conditions are extremely strict. The sureties, according to the judge, must have landed property in Asokoro, Maitama, Gwarinpa. These are some of the most expensive areas in Abuja. Not just any property will do. The documents of the properties are to be verified by the Deputy Chief Registrar of the court, while the sureties are also to depose to affidavits of means. The court isn't taking any chances here. What makes this case particularly shocking are the amounts involved. Between July 2022 and June 2025, Malami and his son directed Metropolitan Auto Tech Limited to conceal over 1 billion naira, and that's about 1.0148485 naira, in a sterling bank account, knowing the funds were proceeds of unlawful activity. Over 1 billion naira allegedly hidden through just one company. But that's just the beginning. Between September 2020 and February 2021, the duo allegedly concealed more than 600 million naira, and that's about 600,000 and 13,460 naira .40 kobo, through the same company. The Economic and Financial Crimes Commission is painting a picture of systematic money laundering spanning years. The EFCC had arraigned Malami over allegations bordering on money laundering to the tune of 8.713,923,759 naira .49 naira. That's over 8.7 billion naira in total. Please hit that subscribe button if you are watching this. These are the stories that matter, the ones that show you where your country's resources might be going. The properties allegedly bought with these funds are mind-blowing. In November 2022, Mr. Malami, his son, and Asabe disguised 500 million naira used to purchase a luxury duplex in Maitama, Abuja. 500 million naira for just one luxury duplex in Maitama. Between October 2018 and December 2021, Malami concealed 415 million naira used to acquire several properties in Abuja, Kebbi, and Kano. What's even more interesting is how the money was allegedly moved around. In March 2021, Malami and his son retained 600 million naira as cash collateral for a 500 million naira sterling bank loan to Rehan Hotels Limited, despite knowing the funds were illicit. They allegedly used dirty money as collateral to get clean bank loans. The EFCC alleged that the defendants routed large sums of money through companies linked to the Malami family, including Metropolitan Auto Tech Limited and Mithaq Hotels Limited, with transactions carried out through several commercial banks. Folarindari, Chinedu Eneya, and Sani Lukman are expected to testify on how the EFCC received intelligence and petitions of alleged monumental corruption against the former minister. The word monumental is key here. This isn't small-scale corruption. The EFCC has lined up witnesses, including bank representatives and Bureau of Discharge operators, who will testify about these transactions. Justice Emeka Nyite, in a ruling, held that the reasons adduced by the Economic and Financial Crimes Commission for opposing the defendants' bail application were not concrete enough to deny them the request. The EFCC actually opposed their bail, but the judge ruled that in our justice system, bail is a constitutional right, unless there are extremely compelling reasons to deny it. All three defendants must surrender their passports. Malami was also ordered to deposit his traveling documents with the court and must not travel out of the country without the permission of the court. The court is making sure they can't flee the country while facing these serious charges. Subscribe to this channel now so you don't miss updates on this case. This is your money we are talking about, public funds that should have been used for hospitals, schools, and roads. The timing of these charges is significant. Malami served as Attorney General from 2015 to 2023 under former President Buhari's administration. Now, barely 2 years after leaving office, he's facing these massive corruption charges. Between November 2022 and September 2024, the trio conspired to conceal 1.0493 million naira paid through Mitak Hotel's Union Bank account. Some of these transactions allegedly continued even after he left office. Pending the fulfillment of these conditions, Justice Nyite ruled that Malami should remain in custody at Kuje Correctional Center, a directive that equally applies to his co-defendants until all bail requirements are fully perfected. Until they meet all these strict conditions, they remain in Kuje prison. The former Attorney General, who once prosecuted others, now sits where criminals sit. The decision was delivered by Justice Emeka Nyite of the Federal High Court in Abuja, who also demanded 2 sureties for each defendant while also scheduling February 17th for the commencement of full trial proceedings. Mark your calendars for February 17th. That's when the real trial begins, when we'll start hearing the evidence in detail. The involvement of family members makes this case even more complex. This isn't just about one person. The EFCC filed a 16-count alleged money laundering charge against Malami, his son, and his wife. 16 different counts of money laundering involving the entire family. The bail terms cover Abubakar Malami, his son Abdulaziz, and Hajia Asabe Bashir, identified by prosecutors as an employee of Rahaminiya Properties Limited, a company alleged to be central to the transactions under investigation. This case represents everything wrong with corruption in Nigeria. A man appointed to fight corruption allegedly stealing billions. A family allegedly working together to hide stolen money. Properties worth hundreds of millions bought while ordinary Nigerians struggle to eat. This is why you need to stay informed, why you need to subscribe and follow these cases. Your awareness, your voice, your demand for justice is what keeps the pressure on. The question now is whether they can meet these bail conditions. Finding sureties with properties in Asokoro, Maitama or Gwarimpa worth 500 million naira each isn't easy. These conditions show the court is taking this case seriously. As this case unfolds, we'll bring you every update. The Nigerian people deserve to know what happened to their money. They deserve justice, and most importantly, they deserve leaders who serve them, not those who allegedly steal from them.